In our second week back, our Kellyville campus had their week of worship. The theme was Odyssey, and the students were challenged by speaker Rahel Gungadu to think of their lives as an adventure that is best journeyed with God. This would have to be one of the biggest student inputs we've had over the last several years to the week of worship, and it was a massive success with amazing praise and worship music, dramas, and student-led activities that created an engaging space for prayer and worship. On Monday, the 9th of May, Years 3 to 12 competed in our annual cross-country running event at the new location in Shaeville National Park. It was a cold morning, the track was set, and there was threatening to rain all day. Despite this, we had a variety of amazing efforts, from the most serious of contenders to those just hoping to run a little bit further than last year. Congratulations to all those students who are continuing on to represent our school at the high levels of competition. This term's Years 3 and 4 partook in their PBL task, focusing on the driving question, how can you make and package a sugary treat for a school market? From planning and shopping for ingredients to designing market stalls and cooking their own product, the students took full ownership over this project, which resulted in a school market day where the products were displayed and sold, fundraising to support for the RSPCA. And a huge shout out to all the parents involved. In our Week 7, our Year 10 students attended the Stand Tall Wellbeing program. Through this event, students were presented chances to equip themselves with the skills of resilience, the strength to stand up to bullying, the keys to motivation, the power of perspective, plus the benefits of making good and wise decisions. Working with educators, Stand Tall addresses national high school curriculum for PDHPE by gathering world-class athletes, popular musicians, and inspirational speakers who all share their life experiences in a relevant and relatable way to Australian teenagers. Our Year 7 camp took place up in Toukley in the first week of term. Students participated in various team building activities such as canoeing, high ropes, giant swings, and abseiling. There were a lot of fears to overcome, and Year 7 was able to face them head on. They were able to get to know each other better around the campfire with marshmallows, with a devotional time from each of our chaplains. Year 7 braved the chilly weather on Monday the 30th of May to go to the Blue Mountains for a fieldwork trip, looking at the topic of landforms and landscapes. Students visited and sketched the Three Sisters, conducting weather readings on humidity, wind speed and direction. Walking down the Furber steps into the cool temperate rainforest was a highlight with students, whilst conducting their readings and comparing their results. On the 25th of May, our Year 6 students headed off for the annual trip to Canberra. This trip includes some amazing activities, including the CSIRO Discovery Centre, which offers an interactive journey through Australian science history, showcasing our innovative science and technology to solve Australia's greatest challenges. They also attended the War Memorial to allow the students to connect with the amazing heroes of our past who gave their lives for our nation. The visit to Parliament House is always an exciting time, where students get to see the inner workings of our country's parliament and see the parliament in session. And finally, the most anticipated event of the trip is when the students visit Questacon, which is an interactive science facility with over 200 interactive exhibits relating to science and technology. This trip is always one of the key experiences for our Year 6 cohort. Our Year 5 group rugged up and headed out for their camp at Bathurst in week 9 of this term. Stopping at Echo Point along the way in the Blue Mountains, the cohort got a sense of what a barrier this mountainous area was for the early settlers and the gold miners in Australia. This trip revolves around the history of Bathurst regarding the gold rush and the pioneers that tried to carve out a life for themselves. By visiting the goldfields and museums, students learnt about the difficulties and triumphs of this time period. And hey, who doesn't love a lap around Mount Panorama when you get the chance? In Week 8, Hills hosted the annual Stage 5 and 6 Senior Day of Worship for Sydney Adventist schools. This event was divided over 2 days, Stage 5 on Wednesday and Stage 6 on Thursday. There were multiple presenters, including Priscilla Maria Sos and Murray Hunter. The days featured worship music, performances, and testimonies from the group Iron and Clay. There were also games, food, and inter-school connection time for the students from Macarthur, Hills, Mountain View, and Wahroonga to catch up with old friends and try to make some new ones. On the 30th of June, we had our annual athletics carnival at Olympic Park. With both our campuses together, it's one of the rare occasions where we are all together as one. With stunning athletic performances from some of our gifted students, we celebrated these feats, healthy competition, and the encouragement of all to cap off this amazing term at Hills Adventist College.